Howdy,
y'all. How's it diddling doing?
How's it hanging?
How's it hanging?
How's it hanging? How is it hanging?
Oh,
You like that?
Yeah.
I love when comedians use the mic as like a prop.
They're like,
I love it. Yes, that's exactly what they do. Check that. How did you know? That is literally exactly what they do. And it unplugs every time.
I'm Chuck.
I'm also Chuck.
And this is Two Chucks.
And so are you.
We're all Chuck.
We're all Chuck here.
We're chucking around. But
Oh, this is Carly.
I'm Carly. She, her.
And I'm Eden. They, them.
Should we say our pronouns every week?
Maybe for a new listener.
Just drill it into you.
Just drill it in. They, them. Okay.
Yes,
So.
she, her. Don't forget.
if you thought you might.
Probably not. It's okay.
Okay, so let's talk about our little oopsie of the week. So our theme today is going to be dating/relationships.
Yes.
Because we are both in relationships.
Nasty.
Okay.
I have a good one.
Oh, oopsie.
Because
Okay.
me and the fiance,
Okay.
Xander, went on a little date yesterday. Because we hadn't gone out in a while. We're like, actually, that's not even true. We literally went to a brewery like last weekend. But like he works from home right now. He's about to start commuting. But we're like, we haven't gone into the city in a little bit. He hasn't. I go every day.
I was literally telling Johnny that like last night. I was like, do you want to go in the city next weekend?
Yeah, and so he was like, we should go into the city. I was like, great. I have to be there in the morning for work anyways. So he like met up and we're like, let's go have a cute little lunch. And then we're like, okay, let's stop at Trader Joe's on the way home. So
love Trader Joe's.
Me too.
My
and we
God.
needed olive oil and like
So
they have
good.
great olive oil and it's pretty cheap. Which I was like, is this your first time in a Trader Joe's in the city? And he was like, yes, but pretty much looks like every other Trader Joe's.
Yeah, it
I
always
was like,
will
yeah,
look
and like
the exact
everybody
same.
that's in Trader Joe's looks the same,
Looks
like
the
same clientele.
Same vibes.
We were right by NYU too. I was like,
Oh God. Wait, when were you there? I was also there.
yesterday?
No, I was there last week.
It was yesterday.
I was very, very close to NYU.
Yeah, everything's close to NYU. It's kind of awful.
I was working in the park.
Union or Washington?
Washington. I was in Washington
They're both
Square.
close to each
Yeah,
other.
yeah,
Yeah, so anyways, we're like riding the subway between like Grand Central and 14th Street, and these two guys get on and they're like, hey everybody, this is like not my oopsie. I just feel like it's just
Oh, it's just someone's.
it's just an oopsie vibe.
Okay,
They're
I
like,
love an oopsie
we're here
vibe.
to dance. They kept saying something like no robbing or rapping, just dancing and vibes or something like that. But whatever they said rhymed.
Honestly, I love
And
that.
then
Me too.
They kept saying stuff like, you're in safe hands, no guns here. And I was like, you keep telling me that. And you keep mentioning no robbing. And
you keep mentioning no round.
honestly, if you hadn't mentioned either of those things, they wouldn't have crossed my mind. You know? But
That's a big oops.
you keep saying it, and I get nervous. Then they're like, you're in safe hands. And he like asks this guy to move. So he like makes somebody on the subway get out of his way.
Oh no.
And then he was like, we're brothers. And so like, it was like cute, like a little like brother duo.
They were just dancing.
Yeah, they were
Good
dancing.
work.
But they were doing like the pole work.
The pole
and it was
work.
funny because like whoever wasn't dancing at the time, he was holding the speaker and he was like, that's not easy. Wow, that's impressive. Like,
Hype man.
then one of them, which I thought this was a huge oopsie because that's subway ground. Ugh. But he like puts his hand on the ground and puts his legs over his shoulders and he's crawling around and he's like harder than it looks is what his brother said. And like I look and I'm just trying so hard not to laugh because he's crawling towards us like a night creature. It was
Not a
terrifying.
night creature.
No, it felt like something out of a
horror
nightmare.
movie. Horror
It was
movie.
like it was scary.
Like the Ring Girl.
yes, it was. Yes, like the Ring Girl.
Never seen it, just know what she looks like.
It was impressive though. You know, as annoying as those performers
Oh,
are,
it's impressive.
when they're like spinning around the bars, I'm like, you're gonna kick me in the head. But it's impressive. It takes a lot of arm strength.
I like when the guy runs on the wall.
Oh, I haven't seen that guy in a while.
I love
There's
when
one guy.
I've only seen him like twice.
He's on the 1 or the A?
I think he's on the A.
He's on the A, and when we lived in Washington Heights, we took the A every day, and he
runs
on the wall, and he plays like a remix version of My Heart Will Go On.
It's incredibly impressive, and honestly,
It's impressive.
I would love to see it every time I got on the
I
subway.
know. I wish he was always there.
Me too. Every time I was
Yeah,
on the
that was just like a general oopsie vibe. I was like,
Pretty oops.
I really didn't think you were gonna rob me, but you mentioned it, and then you crawled like some kind of creature from my nightmares on the ground.
The
so
Ring Girl.
like the ring girl.
I love the ring girl.
So I feel like you might rob me now.
She's so slay. Actually, I don't know her pronouns, but work
she, her.
queen.
She's called the ring girl.
Oh, that's true. Work queen.
Work queen.
My oopsie of the week would probably be the fact that, so I didn't even tell you this, I went go-karting yesterday.
Yesterday? Where? At the shore?
Yeah, so there's like this little place, it's called like Fantasy Park or some bullshit like that. And, long story short, we like get on, and I had never gotten in a go-kart ever in my whole life. Have you?
Mm-hmm.
Like multiple times?
Yeah.
It's like normal. I've like never done that ever.
Like around a little track, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we went, I mean, where the town I grew up in, I feel like there wasn't a lot to do. So like they had
like a course.
They had like, it was like go-karting and mini golfing.
Right. It's
and
like
then
they'd
have like some sketch roller coasters that you're
totally.
I don't know if I want to get on this.
Absolutely. So this place was similar, and it had
bumper
like
cars or just like go-kart?
Oh, go-karts.
Yeah, you can't bump them.
You cannot bump them.
Ooh.
But the thing is that I'd never done it before, and so whenever I got on, like, first of all, I went with my partner, and this brings in the relationship part.
Mm-hmm.
I went with my partner and his parents, and his dad and him had made a bet, and it was like a huge deal. My boyfriend loves F1, and he loves racing, and he just loves cars, and his dad used to do drag race.
Oh my God, he did?
Not
not RuPaul's.
Not RuPaul's, but he did drag race. And so they were like making bets on it, like, oh, like blah 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 blah. And so I know that they were just gonna be like, gone, right? And then his mom's like, okay, I'll do it too. And I'm like, okay, good. And so we're both like, getting ready, in the little carts. And by the way, uncomfortable.
Yes, they're small.
Extremely small, extremely uncomfortable. And so my oopsie is the fact that I thought it was gonna flip over.
Did it?
No, like they can't apparently. But
I
no
didn't
one
know
told
that.
me, right?
So
Nobody
you
told
were
me.
thinking you were about to die.
I thought I was about to die, and they were going like maybe like 20, 25 miles an hour. And first of all, I'm terrified. I don't even have like a helmet on.
Yeah.
And so
It's really sketchy.
No, it's actually like not cool that nobody wears like protective headgear.
It feels dangerous.
It does feel dangerous, and it feels even more dangerous when you've never fucking done it before, and it's terrifying.
Yeah.
And so my oopsie was that I didn't know that it wasn't, in fact, going to flip over, and so the first race I was last.
You're like
last.
Turning on your turn
No,
signal.
I literally was like braking. Like John was like, I didn't hit the brake once, and I was like, oh, I was braking the whole time. I was like scared shitless. Like no jokes.
Yeah.
But he did end up winning, and there was no money in the bet. But he did end up winning. So
Good for him.
Bragging rights.
Bragging rights.
And he said that he would have offed himself, honestly, if he wouldn't have won. He said
that was an oops. That's his call to the void.
Oopsie. He was like, yeah, no, it was really fun. It would have only been fun if I won them. And I was like, okay, work. He was like, if I hadn't have won it, I would be really sorry now.
Yeah.
Him and I are both very competitive.
Sore losers.
We have a really hard time. It's just a pin, but we have a really hard time playing card games together. Because
is that why he never wants to play?
We get extremely competitive. I am so competitive.
Well, I know you are. We have fun.
So competitive. You and I have fun, but that's because our competitiveness is like, oh, fuck you.
Yeah, we're like silly.
Him and I's is like, fuck you. Like, it's like bad.
I'm sleeping in my own room tonight.
No, literally,
yeah.
I, first of all, would never.
It's spooky down here.
Spooky down here.
It's a basement.
This is my room, by the way.
Mine too.
Yeah, this is our room.
Wouldn't it be funny?
We live in a basement.
I was actually thinking about that on my way over. I was like, what if instead of like getting our own place, Xander and I lived down here?
Oh, that would have been iconic. It's bigger than your house. It is.
It doesn't have its own kitchen.
It is. Yeah, that's true. You could get a kitchenette moment.
Little kitchenette. You should reno this, make it a kitchenette.
Oh my god. Once all this stuff's done, I would love to do that. Make it like a full
I wonder how
apartment.
much that would be.
Not that expensive. I mean, you'd get like a little
Not that expensive.
oven. Not hard. A little fridge. Not hard. That's like all you need, really, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if a water line comes down here. But like this. Whoa.
I'm like, I don't know. Well, the water's down here.
Yeah.
Well, the lines are down here. Okay, so today's relationship.
Today's relationship
podcast,
is about
I'm
the
tired.
podcast.
Is about the podcast. No,
Yes.
so it's about dating and relationships. So let's talk about when you had your first boyfriend.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you didn't know I was gonna go in.
I didn't. This is kind of
I know.
tricky
We
because
can like dab on stuff.
because like
I don't want to talk about my exes.
I had like a little boyfriend in middle school, but I don't really
No, it
feel
doesn't
like
count.
that counts.
No,
like,
it doesn't count.
I didn't.
I don't even count my like when I was like 15, like my like freshman year. Like I don't even count that as my like first
I
boyfriend.
will count my freshman year one as my first boyfriend because we dated for like almost a year.
No, that counts. I only dated mine for like a month.
Yeah, we dated until I was 16. So
No, it counts. It counts.
yeah. Nice. He actually went to a different school.
He goes to a different school.
I promise he's real. Yeah, he was real.
Okay.
Yeah, nice guy. He had a twin.
Oh, you just love him.
No, I don't care. I don't keep up.
Oh, okay.
I actually had a dream the other night that he transitioned. It was a random dream. And I was proud of her.
Oh, like he like transitioned.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought he was just like, oh, like he like changed as a person. But he
No.
like changed as a person.
Yes.
Work.
And in the dream I was, for whatever reason, she came to me. And was like wanted to talk to me about it. And I was like, sure, you're a freshman year girlfriend.
I love that for her.
I know, and like she was like nervous, and she's like, my brother's really supportive because in real life he has a twin brother.
Oh yes.
It was like it was a random dream.
Very random dream. I kind of love that for you though. I do remember. Wait, what's his name? Okay, yes, I remember this boyfriend quite well. I have a lot of stories about this one.
Yeah, I mean we dated for a while.
Yes. I know him.
Yeah.
Oh, I know, doll.
Yeah, it was a nice guy. Who's your first boyfriend? I think I know this.
Okay, well, again, I'm not counting my freshman because he was literally, we dated for a month.
Yeah, no.
Very kind.
If it's less than a month, it doesn't count.
Nor. But my first boyfriend, you know who it is, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
the
cool.
long one.
The long one. Yes, we were together for like 2.5,
Not.
3 years. Well, we were fully together for 2 years, and then we were off and on for the next year and a half.
That's a drama. I've never
Year
done the off and on thing. Like not like off and on like that.
I mean, girl, it wasn't my decision.
He said I wanted to.
I was on. I was in. I was on.
That's high school.
That is high school, doll.
Yeah. I did have one boyfriend that I broke up with him and then I got back together with him the next day.
Yeah.
But then we ended it again in a month.
But I mean, it was on him. Like, he was the one who, like, he actually, one of his friends, whenever we first started dating, he was like, are you dating so-and-so? Wait, what should we call him? Oh, Jenny and I call him Sad Boy.
Oh, he is sad.
I know, right? So his friend, we'll say Jared. I don't know any Jared. Jared was like, oh, like you're dating Sad Boy, right? And I was like, I am dating Sad Boy. And he goes, he has a girlfriend at school though. And I was like, hey, what? So we also went to different schools. And I was like, hey, what? And that was awful. And he was like, I don't have a girlfriend. And I was like, okay.
He said,
I was like, you're about to not.
I completely believe you.
Yeah, no, it was bad. I did believe him though, which was so sad. 16-year-old me.
That's what you do when you're 16.
Wish I could go back to her at the time and be like, girly pop, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But don't we all? Yeah, no, that was my first. He was notable, to say the least.
I mean, anybody who's around for 3 years.
He was notable. I mean, we like grew up together. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
16 to like 18-ish.
There's a lot of history there. And then like
You're like going through
even
stuff.
the like roughness, like you kind of have to be grateful for that person. Though. I'm like somebody who I'm not like
Oh no, I'm so
somebody's
grateful.
showering.
Someone is showering. Hey, queen.
I'm not like somebody who I'm like you should be BFFs with your ex. Like that's weird.
Okay, hot take. Talks or knocks? Let's go into
Being
talks
friends
or
with
knocks.
exes.
Being friends with your exes, but like best friends.
I think that there's a level, right? Because
I think it's weird.
I do.
I think it's
Um,
cool.
I So, like, in high school, it was a little different. Like, I dated one guy.
High school's different. You kind of have to manage that.
Yeah, we broke up, and then, like, the next year...
You have to manage.
Like, summer happened, and the next year we were in 2 of the same classes.
No, you have to manage
So it's
it.
like...
High school's different. You
Yeah,
just have to, like,
just
wade
kind of,
through the shit at that point.
we weren't, like, friends. We didn't hang out. But,
No,
like,
but you were, like...
we were friendly.
What's up?
We, like, made a lot of jokes about it, too. It was, like, funny.
Well, I had to do that with one of my high school
we sat at the same
boyfriends.
lunch table because, like, your lunch was decided by, like, your third period class. So we had third period together.
I forgot that lunch, like, periods are, like, different at other schools. Ours was always at the same time because we had 4 classes a day. Like, what are you
We
going
had
to do?
4.
Have one class and then eat?
Well, okay, in your third period class,
Mhm.
that lunchtime was during third period. So there was A, B, C, and D lunch, I think. So you either had...
Did you go back to one of your classes?
Yeah. I could never focus when I came back.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it was hard.
I tried not to say fuck and then just said it.
You said I can't stop. Yeah, but we were, like, cool after that. And then there's another guy I dated for literally a month.
That's
And
so weird.
we stayed friends after that because, like, it was more like we thought we should date because we were girl-guy friends.
Been there, doll.
And then we were
doll.
like, this really isn't right.
It's not the
Actually,
vibes.
I said this isn't really right.
And that's normally how it goes.
And then my birthday was, like, the next week, and he dropped off flowers and a note on my doorstep. Sorry if you watched this. Much love to you.
Chuck,
This happened to you?
why have we never talked about this
This
before?
happened to you?
Yes.
And the note said, I'll always wait for you. Like, it doesn't matter if I'm with somebody.
No,
if
literally.
you're ever ready, just tell me and I'll drop them.
He
I was
literally
like,
dropped a gift at my door. With a
kinda
note.
sweet.
I mean, it's sad though.
it is. I mean,
It's
I didn't
sad.
think less of him. I was a
No,
little.
no, no, no.
I was like,
Doll,
I get
I'm still
it.
like best friends with this guy. I like love him.
ooh. Oh,
I know,
word.
right? I know,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I don't know if
That
you,
poor
I don't know if
guy.
you've ever.
He won't watch this, but I love him.
I don't know. I don't know if you've ever heard stories about. He's.
Oh,
He's-
haven't I? Yes, 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 I know.
My mom
He was around
loves him.
Yes, I was gonna say he
Well,
was
it's
around
'cause
your family the
we
whole
were
time.
we were friends for like
Yes, I know. And your mom like pushed you to it,
a
right?
little bit.
But
I mean,
wasn't she like?
I
oh,
liked
like,
him.
No. But wasn't she like? Oh, like. Whenever you guys broke up, weren't you guys still close?
Yeah, and she always kind of wanted us to get back together.
Yes, that's what I remember.
But, you know, I was like,
Moms will be moms. I get it.
he's a nice guy.
And he's
I
a
get it,
nice
too.
guy because do you want to know something hilarious? Is my mom with the same guy was like, you should date him. He's a good guy.
Because they were.
They're good guys.
And that's why I'm like still cool
They're
with him.
really good guys. I am too.
And I have no
That's
like.
crazy
Oh
that
my
we're
gosh,
so
I know
cool.
why you've heard stories about him.
We'll talk after. We'll talk after.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like a nice guy. I've only dated nice guys though.
Oh, and I've only dated the most. If you're out there, shout out.
Yeah,
Most
you have
horrible men.
You have horrible taste in men. Like
Except
this
for
is
right
the-
now.
This is the first.
Except for right now, this is the
no,
best
I
one.
agree. This is like the first boyfriend you've had that I'm like, what a nice guy.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah, I'm like
he's a good person.
He's just like a.
I think
he's
that
just like
that's
a
the
regular
issue.
guy.
Yes, that's the issue. Is that they were like terrible people. They weren't even like nice or mean guys. They were horrible people.
Yeah.
Like no one should date them. Like
They need to do some self work.
They needed to go somewhere. They need to check in
jail
somewhere.
maybe.
Anywhere,
Yeah,
anywhere that
probably.
would have done some reserves.
Yeah.
Reservations? What is that? Whenever you go to jail, when you're like, oh, rehabilitation.
Oh, rehabilitation.
Mm-hmm. They all need
let's talk about-
rehabilitation.
Breakups. How have you been dumped?
Oh my god.
Have you been dumped?
I know you haven't.
I've never been dumped.
I know.
It's like kind of my iconic thing.
It's because you
not-
date nice guys.
I know, and like they're always devastated.
They are. Well, I will
Except
say.
for the first guy, he like definitely wanted to break up with me, but he was too nice to do it,
Oh no.
and that's why I broke up with him. I was
no, like the
yeah,
very first freshman year guy, he broke up with me on our month anniversary.
That's awful.
It was horrible.
That's awful.
No, it was very rude, and it was Christmas. It was December 1st. Every December 1st, I'm like, click in my brain, always.
First breakup.
I hated him. He's so rude to me for no reason, and then he got back with his ex-girlfriend. Then I got kicked out of the anyways, we won't go into all that.
What?
All that. Just the the high school.
Yeah, I know.
The moment.
This is the story.
The story. Maybe we'll get into that once you get a little more comfortable
Yeah,
with
I
you
feel
guys.
like you should tell that story at some point.
It's a really good story.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
Okay. Oh, breakups. We're talking about breakups.
Yeah.
Did we say our talks or knocks, or did we just say we were going to talk about it?
I have no idea.
I don't remember. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know.
We didn't put a pin.
How many people have you dated? Like, that you would, like,
Legitimately.
count? Yeah, like, not, like, flings, not, like, people that you saw for a month, like...
Okay.
That you...
Here, let me speak out loud what we can call them. Okay, so there was a freshman year guy.
Mhm.
Literally not notable. But, so I won't put him.
Yeah, I don't count it.
First was Sad Boy. After Sad Boy was Hot Girl.
Yes!
And honestly, if you're out there, hot girl, you deserve the world.
You didn't... I won't expose you.
What?
It's like...
Oh, no, I mean, I'm still, like, all over her social media, and
Yeah.
I don't even have social media.
She's hot.
She's hot!
She is.
She's hot! But Chuck is such a good friend, so anytime I would, like, watch her stuff, Chuck would be like, ugly.
Ugly. But no, she's hot.
She's hot.
She is.
Okay, so there was
I
Sad
never
Boy.
met her. I'm sure she's nice.
We'll see. No, she was nice. We were, like, really good friends.
Yeah.
Sad Boy, Hot Girl,
Cool guy.
Cool Guy.
He was next.
Uh-huh. And then, I like that I already have names for these guys. And then Dumb One. You were around, like, heavy for Dumb One.
Yeah.
Oh, and then...
Dumb One was the only, other than this, like, serious relationship you had. Oh, no. Dumb One, sweet girl.
I was just gonna call her Sweet Girl.
Sweet girl.
Sweet girl! I love her!
My dad's favorite. My dad
We're still friends. She
loves-
will be watching
she
this
will be
podcast.
watching
Love you,
this.
Sweet Girl!
Sweet girl. My dad loves you. He
No,
talks about you
truly.
all the time.
Not us literally speaking to
And-
her
and
right
my-
through the camera.
My sister has a friend who is gay, who just got broken
I
up
literally
with.
told her about this.
You did?
We still
and,
talk.
And my dad was like, we gotta introduce them.
No, I literally told her. Okay, so the
So
most
sweet.
hilarious thing ever is Chuck's dad is like literally so sweet and loves Sweet Girl.
He does. I mean,
And
she's nice. You
She's
can't not.
so sweet. Like if there's like a nice guy category, there should be like a nice girl category because she's simply just a nice girl.
She is.
She's much more, but like she's just.
She's
a
like a
sweet girl.
genuine good person.
Good person.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And I think that that's really the difference between someone being like good guy, good girl, good person, like comparatively to like just being like a horrible person.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like to date. Like if it's like, oh, like that's a nice guy or like, you know, like whatever. Like that's nice a girl, like whatever. I think that that's the difference. Is like nice people are like good souls.
Yeah. So like,
Like bad
I
people,
would say
horrible.
I would say nice girl. Like if you are
Sweet girl.
sweet girl.
Sweet girl.
If you
Love
if
her.
you were ever nervous to like bring home your like same sex partner, like she's the one that you want to bring home.
Yes.
Because your parents will love her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's
so
true.
good with the parents.
I wish
so
I
good with
dated
the
her.
parents. No, honestly, she's wonderful. Love
She's
you.
so sweet.
Yeah, no, so I think that probably there was about 5. I had some weird stuff, like, go
Yeah,
on
you did.
dating-wise, like, in the middle whenever I
Maybe
was living
6.
in Texas.
Maybe vape guy.
Oh, I don't, I mean, there might be really good stories, so let's say that he's not notable, but he is in this pod
So
realm.
maybe watch. You think?
Fuck if I know.
Who
Vape guy, if
cares?
you're out there, what's up, baby?
I don't know if he'd know it was him, unless you told stories.
Honestly, I literally don't care. I do not speak to this man, so I'll tell stories.
That was an interesting one. That was another relationship I was around for. That I was like,
That
I like
was
even
an
I even
interesting
told
one,
you
though.
I was like, the way you interact with this man gives me the ick.
You were like, I don't like this.
I
Well,
was-
it wasn't even that. It was just like icky guy.
Well, it's like maybe it was the first time you don't do this with Johnny. Like I don't mind if people like smooch, but you would like stick your tongues in each other's mouth, and like me and Reagan would be sitting on the ground like.
No, he was like not the vibe.
Yeah, it was weird. It was a lob.
So I would
Lop.
lop.
Lack of potential.
Lack of potential.
That's
If you
what we
don't
call
know, lop.
Yeah,
We'll have a pod dictionary too.
that's good.
We'll put
Pen
a
in
little
it. Lop.
Pen in it. Lop.
That's the only big ones.
Sweet girl, I miss you. Come visit.
Yes, I would love to
Literally,
hang.
come visit. We love you.
Yeah,
Yeah, so 5. I'd say 5. A big chunky 5.
I'm gonna count mine.
Yep. Ooh, let's give names.
I don't have good names. Because they're all just kind of nice.
Make their names like a story, like that I know of them.
Some of those stories might be mean.
Just pick one word. You don't have to tell the story. Obviously, the first one, which was.
No, the first one, the one that I dated for a while was.
The
one with the twin. I wanted to say the twin, but I've dated 2 twins.
Was the other twin notable?
Yeah, that's the like big one.
Oh fuck!
It's the big X, if you will.
Fuck. I can't believe you've dated 2 twins.
I've
never even
actually
known
technically
a
3
twin.
because Xander was a twin.
Oh,
in
he
the womb,
absorbed it.
and he
Don't
absorbed
say
it.
technically.
I'm
He's
just
not
saying
a twin.
because I have a feeling that I'm gonna have twins.
No, I want you to
I've
have
been
twins.
saying that to Eden. I'm like, I think someday
I want you to have
I'm gonna
twins
have twin
so badly.
babies. I kind of do too, but I also don't.
No, yeah. I mean, it'll be like a lot. You can just drop one of off with me.
You'll just
And
you'll take one.
I'll raise one. You'll raise one. That's
We'll see who
perfect.
does it better.
Oh, I would love to see how they turn out.
It'll be
Well,
fun.
give
I think
me,
we'd both be great parents.
give me the boy. Honestly.
I want the boy.
Really?
I want the girl too.
No, you.
I have
want the
some
girl.
really good baby names like picked out for my future.
Oh, we'll talk about that next.
Yeah, we should do a names.
We'll do
one.
names. Okay. So with the exes, how many do you have? You don't have to have all the names right now.
Okay, first one.
First one.
Sweet. No, first one. Then it was Star Wars, which was a theater one.
Oh, Star Wars.
That like we broke up and then.
Oh, I
Like,
know him. Star
Then we
Wars.
were friends the next year.
Yes.
Then.
First one, Star Wars, and what's next?
Nice guy, the friend.
Family friend.
Family friend. And then. The biggie, I suppose.
We'll call him Biggie.
Biggie.
Mr. Big!
I guess 4.
We'll call him Mr. Big.
I guess I've only dated 4 people seriously.
4?
But I was like.
Not 5?
What? T. Yeah, I don't know, but it's like.
4.
I dated people
I
also.
feel like that's pretty normal.
Yeah, and like to have
I feel like
dated.
that's normal.
I dated in high school. I knew people who did not date in high school. That's a good thing. Advice.
You did?
Yeah. I know people who are like my age, 22, that have never been in a serious relationship.
Crazy to
Which
me.
I think is fine.
Well, all the people I know that haven't done something relationship-wise, like, they just,
Whores.
I like don't even, I don't even know. Like, I don't think I know anyone who's never been in a relationship.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think some people, like, that's not their focus in high school, or
Their parents.
their parents,
Parental
or
units.
the right person isn't there in high school. I think a lot of gay people don't date in high school.
That is true.
Maybe it's changing now.
No,
I
but
keep
that is
I keep
true.
watching, like, these cute queer shows that, like, the high schools seem awesome.
Oh, the
Like,
high
is that what
school
it's like
seems
now?
so sick. Are you kidding me? I went to an art school and was called a crazy lesbian. You're like,
I'm not even a lesbian.
I went to an art school.
Yeah.
People.
Yeah, I don't know. My school is fairly accepting. I felt like. At least my group of friends was, but
Well, I feel like your school maybe not accepting, but we'll say like nice.
nice.
So they just kind of like were like that's okay. I don't
Well,
believe in it, but
I'm sure
you
like
know.
there's certain people, if like sexuality had been talked openly around them, like in some of my classes, they would have been like gay, you know,
Oh,
like they would have been
absolutely.
so mean about it.
Absolutely.
But
but you know, you
I
can't
ran,
get
I
away
ran
from
in a
that.
theater choir circle. Like,
yeah, no, same.
wait, you're gonna be homophobic?
Well,
You're
that
wearing-
was my point.
Yeah, you're like, you wear tights and dance on
I
stage.
was literally in frigging theater.
Yeah.
And these people were like crazy lesbian, and I was like, okay, word. I'm gonna.
Was this in
move-
Oklahoma?
I'm gonna move to Texas. Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
Horrible.
Sorry, I just think it's like Oklahoma people, for whatever reason, I think are slightly more homophobic than Texas people.
No.
You don't think so?
No, I just think that I didn't live there during the right time. That's just my team.
That's true. Maybe like the
That's
college
just my
towns
team.
were chill.
What did we say that we would talk about?
I don't know. Talks or knocks? We
Say
would tell
relationship?
mom stories, but we already kind of did. Like my mom, I don't know. Like
Oh, my mom was very.
I guess just
in
your
one of
family
my relationships,
in general.
though.
Was your family like super involved in your relationships? Like everybody met everybody?
Well, my family wasn't really together at like any part of my life.
Because all your siblings are way older.
That I would have been dating people, and so it was just me and my mom. And in Texas, that was really whenever I started like hoeing around. We'll just say that.
I thought you were gonna say
hoeing around.
dating.
No, yeah, dating. Hanging around. So
Dating for the night.
Dating for the night. No, like I was dating people.
Yeah.
And so yeah, no, like first relationship, I mean 2 years, like your parents get close to them, you know? It's like a part of your family, especially if you think that that's gonna be longer than 2 years. Do you know what I mean? I feel like I keep moving that, sorry.
Yeah, I also, like I said, I mean, I only dated 4 people, and...
But like my mom was involved.
Yeah, and on average, I probably, like,
extremely involved.
Other than the one that, like, we broke up after a month, like, the least amount of time I dated somebody was 6 months.
Ooh, what was the 6 months? What was the longest?
My current relationship?
Oh, 2 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
my shortest was, I mean, without it literally being like a week, was also 6 months.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that, like, I've always felt like
6 months.
3 months is the first check-in. If you don't like them...
Oh my god, yes, let's talk about this. We love this.
We love this. I feel like
Okay.
if you don't like them at 3 months, get out
3
of
months
there.
is the, like...
If you're having to make it work...
yes, I'm
Right.
saying, like, if the honeymoon phase is, like, completely over at 3 months, girl, you're in trouble.
Yeah, this is not
Get
the relationship.
out.
Like,
This is a PSA for you out there.
relationships, I think, should be fairly easy for, like, your first
I agree.
year.
Chuck told me that when I was actually in a not fun relationship. And Chuck was like, Eden, if you're having to make this work after, I mean, and it was like literally like 2 months.
Yes, it
maybe.
was. And you were like, I think we need couples counseling. I'm like, you shouldn't need couples counseling at 2 months.
And Chuck said that to me, and I've literally never looked back because
Yeah.
anytime that, I mean, whenever we moved to New York, I started dating people, and I was like, cool, new pool, like different kinds of people, whatever.
It was so fun because I was, like, in a relationship, so I was living through
Yes,
you.
yes, it was very, very fun. And so it was like not even, sorry for the squeakies. It was like not even, move it around.
Going to bed?
Going to bed. It was not even like 2 weeks, and this man and I had like a full on, like, I wouldn't say yell fest, but I'd say
It's a
like
fight.
huge fight, disagreement in the streets, and then I start just like walking the other way towards the train station because I was like, I'm just gonna leave this because Chuck's little voices in my head being like, Eden, if you have to make things work, then don't. Basically,
Yeah.
stop trying. You shouldn't have to try.
You
that
make
hard.
things work after, like, 5 years of marriage.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't... Love is a choice to the point that, like, you can't expect for just feelings to carry you 50 years of marriage.
No.
But you can't expect feelings to carry you through at least a year.
Well, I also will say, if you're like out there and you're like, oh no, I feel like I have to try. No, you should try.
Yes.
Relationships are hard as hell.
Oh, yeah.
And
I mean, even, like,
there
a
is
year.
a
it's hard.
compromise, and there is like a compromise level to relationships. But I do think that there's a level to it. So I think that you can compromise too much too soon.
I agree. Especially within, like, the first month.
Oh my god, within like the first 3. So
Yeah.
after the first 3, I feel like you're either like, okay, I'm gonna be with this person for like, you know, another 3 months.
A 3-month check-in is
Or
good.
it is. And another 3 months, or I'm like, girl, get me out of here. I've been, you know, needing a reason to leave.
Yeah.
6 months check-in.
Yeah, I feel like 6 months is when you can tell it's gonna be serious or not.
You're gonna you're either going to literally break up at the 6-month mark.
Yes.
Go back to your relationships, check in, because you will either break up at the 6-month mark, or and please comment down below whether
Or you'll
not,
date for a year.
or you'll date for a year.
Yeah.
And please comment if this is true for you, because I do think that it's a
It has been
steadfast
historically
rule.
true for me.
Me too.
Like, I think the closest, I think I got to, like, maybe almost 7 months. But, like, after that 6-month mark, you kind of, like, you reevaluate.
It fizzles, doll. It fizzles.
Well, because you either realize you're either like, all right, that was fun, next. Or you're like, yeah, this is good.
Quick pin, the breakups. I don't think I've ever been broken up with. I think the issue was that I would always be like, we're gonna break up, I'm breaking up with you. And they'd be like, okay, heck. And then I'd come back the next day and be like, just kidding. And
Oh,
they'd
yeah,
be
you're
like,
queen of that.
Yes, and they'd be like, well, I'm not, so sorry, we're not.
I gotta
together.
say, though, every time I felt that, I should have trusted my first instinct.
I agree.
If your first instinct is to, like, break up with them,
Absolutely.
it's just you mourning the loss of that relationship.
Absolutely. Which is hard, so
Yeah.
hard. We'll talk about breakups next. Okay,
How do you feel about, like, getting back together?
pin that. We're taking a pin
Okay.
out of our 6-month mark. So
Oh,
after
yes.
a year,
I think a year is, like...
you're either gonna break up at that year, because you're going to be like, holy shit, this was the hardest year of my entire life, or you date for at least 2 more.
My like next longest relationship, I think it was a year and a half.
So you kind of just have that 3 month, 6 month check in again after the year.
Yeah,
kind of do.
And also, I mean, it didn't help.
That's
Like,
true.
I started college, and I think that like made
Oh,
me.
that does not help.
Yeah,
like any
big
new
life changes.
Big life changes are.
If you have a
rough.
big life change during your relationship and it survives it, that's
Girl,
good.
Put a ring on it, because that's where
That's
I'm
what
at
I
right
did.
now. No, literally
That's
moving.
what I moved to a different city. We maintained long distance,
I moved
and
to a
then
different state.
yeah.
Crazy.
Oh yeah, different state, not city.
Fully.
Yeah.
Well, you moved to a different city.
I moved to a different. Well, like, we did long distance.
Oh.
If you can survive, that's actually my hot take.
Yeah.
If you can survive long distance, you should just get married.
Absolutely, I agree. Whenever Chuck was like, "Oh, we're just gonna do long distance," I was like, "Yeah, okay, we'll see."
We got engaged.
Fully, and then they got engaged.
He's quite.
Our partners are quite.
This is
Put
from.
it in the dictionary.
I feel like we should kind of explain it. We played.
I don't even know what it's called.
Eden came over, and our other friend Kendall came over to me and Xander's apartment. We played We're Not Really Strangers,
Yes,
and
that game.
their beverages were had. You know what I
Beverages
mean?
were
Like
had,
people
though.
were. We were having a sleepover, so it was like it's fine. Have your bevs, and you were supposed to write like the beginning of the game your first impression of each person at the table.
Yes.
Eden has the one my partner wrote,
In
which
my
says
phone.
energy, comma, party. That was his first impression of you.
And that's so true.
Yeah, but you wrote about him trying to write quiet.
Okay, so I'm dyslexic. I want to let everyone know that. And if you're out there, doll, I feel you. But the issue is that I don't know how to spell quite or quiet. So I tried to write quiet because he didn't talk when I first met him.
Yeah, he is quiet.
But I wrote quite. And we found out that that is actually the most perfect definition for both of our partners and why they are the way they are.
It's all encompassing. It's like, you're just quiet.
Yeah.
He's
you can
quiet.
feel quiet. You can be quiet. The essence is quiet. Like, you know, like you get it, though. I feel like you get it.
Yeah.
Unpin?
Which one are we unpinning?
I don't remember. Too many
Oh,
pins.
getting back with your ex.
Getting back with your ex.
Like I said, I only did it that one time, and it was literally after a day, so it doesn't really count. And I should have trusted my instinct because
Oh my god, it's always a bad decision.
we broke up a month later.
It is always a bad decision. And honestly, if you're out there and you've gotten back with your ex and it's like been like fine, Godspeed. I like couldn't
Remus
be me.
and Richie dated and then broke up and got back together. But they were also like, they had to do some growing. I think when you're
Right. When you're young, it's different. I mean, here's my thing, is if you break up and there's like a huge break of time where you grow up and you're like a person.
it can work.
It can work, totally. I mean, especially if like, I've heard of people being like, oh yeah, I dated them in high school and then 5 years later I saw them at a bar and now we're married. You know what I mean? Like that is, I feel like, not getting back with your ex.
No.
I feel like getting back with your ex is like split decision.
I
Like,
agree.
quick.
It's like within the next month.
Yes.
If you get back together within a
agree.
month.
I'm parched.
Drink some water.
I'm parched, doll.
Yeah. Okay, I was thinking of some other, you can drink some of mine if you want.
Thank you, doll.
Some other like check-ins, I guess, throughout a relationship.
Oh, we were talking about breakups. How have you ever had to break up with someone before?
Press that button.
I'm sorry.
I've only ever done it in person.
Oh, I love this bottle.
I know. Sponsor us.
Whoever makes this bottle.
I'll push down the blue part.
I don't know how to do it.
This is just the lock.
Oh, work.
Anyways.
Okay, love that. So, sponsor us.
Sponsor us.
Oh,
love, this is my fave water bottle.
Please.
Everybody
I love
has
this.
one.
It's very cute.
My mom bought one and then bought one for everybody else in the
I want
family.
one now.
I love it. You should get one.
I
It's
should
great.
actually love that.
Oh, how have I had to break up with people? Why or how?
It's been how? What's the tea?
My first boyfriend, we went to different schools and we probably lived about 30 minutes away, which when you're 16, that's
It's far.
huge.
It's far at all.
It's huge. And we probably hadn't seen each other in like a month. Like, it was like a
Okay.
big deal. I was like, it's been a month since we've seen each other, and he was busy. I think he just didn't want to hang out with me because
Not
he felt
busy.
like we would break up. And he didn't know
Oh
how
my
to break
god,
up
that
with
is
me.
the worst feeling ever, being like, I don't want to go see this person because I know that this
No,
is going to be
he
an
wanted
issue.
to break up with me. He actually tried to break up with me one time over
You were like,
FaceTime,
no.
and I started sobbing, and so he was like, never mind. So then I broke up with him like a week later.
Honestly, love that
I was
for you.
like, yeah, I saw the writing on the wall. I'm sorry. But it's okay. I was 16, you know. It was the biggest heartbreak I'd ever had.
Totally.
That's probably the, like, no, that's not the only time I felt heartbreak. That's not true. I felt heartbreak with the big one. And I broke up with him. It was just, like, the feeling of realizing you're, like, this is so sad. He won't watch this. But, like, the feeling of realizing you're falling out of love with somebody, it sucks.
Hurts.
Especially when, like, on paper everything was right.
It hurts. I'm, like, looking deep into someone's eyes right now. It hurts. It sucks.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
And, like, sometimes everything on paper is right, but they're just not the right person for you. And it's nobody's fault. I even, like, when I broke up with him, at the Sonic by my parents' house. In my car. And then we both cried and we took a selfie and sent it to my family.
Oh my god, I actually remember this selfie quite well.
Yeah, we had just become friends.
We had just become friends, and and we were...
I came over the next day.
Yes, but we were at school, and you showed me this photo out at the picnic tables where we ate lunch.
Oh yeah, I was like, broke up with them yesterday.
If you go to that school, you know what the picnic table vibes are.
It was so cute.
Immaculate. I love those.
That.
I like miss that.
I wish
so
we had
much.
had that at this school.
Yes, me too. I think we could talk about this school. But I don't live in New York anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
Actually, let's not tell people what the school is. Let's just be able to tell crazy ass stories.
Yes. Yeah. That's better. That way we won't get in trouble.
Exactly.
And burn any bridges.
Because we've been to 2 schools, so.
We have.
I would like to talk about cheating. Because you can't date or be in a relationship in your whole lifetime without it. And if you have, Godspeed.
Godspeed.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's your experience with cheating?
I'd rather not say.
Like, have you done it? Has someone else done it? Like, what's your tea? I won't, like, go into full detail. Because it's like, I don't even think half the people... I did cheat a few times.
Yeah.
But the only time I ever cheated was because someone else cheated on me. And I think that there's something
retaliation.
I think that there's a little bit more respect in that. I'm not saying that, like, go cheat on someone, like, it fucking sucks, but I will say that there was a reason.
I never was aware of being cheated on. Does that make sense? I had a feeling that guy that I dated freshman year, he kind of gave me the vibe like he was talking to other girls. Okay. Because I actually had found some of his messages one time to this one girl.
Oh, finding messages is, like, the worst. You're feeling, your stomach, your heart.
And when you're 16?
Oh my god. That's like the worst time. I have a good story about this.
Really?
Yes.
And, like, he always claimed it was nothing.
Sure.
And whatever. I was like,
liar.
These don't look like nothing. I was like, because he was like, oh, my friend. And so I followed her on Instagram because I was like, it's his friend.
Right.
Like, I'm that kind of girlfriend.
You are, yeah.
I'm a little crazy.
A little.
I'm not, like, controlling. Like, be friends with whoever you want, but I'm also going to know them.
I'm also going to be friends with them.
I'm going to know them. Just because I think it personalizes it. Like, it's hard to...
It's a weird vibe whenever you're, like, specifically, like, aren't friends with one of your like, boyfriend's girlfriends. But
yeah,
you're friends
like,
with
it
the guy
feels
friends.
weird.
I think that's weird.
Yeah, and
like, that makes it more sus. Yes,
yeah.
absolutely.
And then, like, she had, like, messaged him, was like, why did your girlfriend follow me?
Oh.
So it was, like, weird.
That is suspect.
So, yeah, it was suspect.
Suspect.
But I never was, like, fully aware that I was cheated on.
Okay.
I think if I had been aware, I would have just broken up.
Right.
Like, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't be cheated on.
Right, I do get that.
I would immediately... I would just be like, I'm not going to do this.
I'm
sure it's easier said than done.
It is, but I've had many partners cheat on me. I think almost, out of the 5, sad boy, cool guy.
Dummy didn't.
Dummy did not. Dummy was, like, just too stupid. Hot girl did! Hot girl!
I think a lot, right?
Don't do me wrong! Okay, well, the issue was that Hot girl and I were very open, and it was the first time, we were young, and it was the first time that we were both in an open relationship. We were also long distance.
Yeah, that's
So we both
hard.
had partners. Like, full partners. And she got fucked over by hers, and I got fucked over by mine, and then...
Cool guy, right?
Cool guy, yeah. And then, at the end of it, we, like, tried to pick up the pieces and be friends and talk and whatever, and we were just like... That ruined our relationship, like, completely.
Yeah, that sounds hard.
It was just too hard. But my good cheating story is, so I got by the way, I just learned, because I'm very not on social media, but I just learned that there is now a word for when someone, like, DMs you and is like, your boyfriend, like, is, like, with me or cheating on you with this or, like,
What's
whatever.
What's the word?
It's called, okay, well, basically, I got hey girlied.
Oh,
don't you love that? Don't you love that?
Girly.
I love it. Hey,
is this
girly.
your boyfriend?
Mm-hmm. So I was so stoked when I learned this the other day because I was like, I've been hey girly. So here's my hey girly story. I was literally on the phone with my boyfriend at the time, and we had literally just been talking. It was like no big deal. It was during the fall, so I get a DM.
Which boy is this?
This is Sad Boy.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yes, and so I just moved to Texas, and it was like pretty much for him at that point. My mom was a G for doing that, but pretty much for him. And yeah, so long story short, I'm on the phone with him, and I get a DM, and I'm like, I just got a DM from someone, like, I don't even know them. And he goes, who? And I was like, oh, that sounded kind of weird. And I was like, here, I'll use some random name, like Marianne. Marianne messaged me. And he was like, what does it say? And I was like, oh, who's Marianne? and so I...
Love that you were with him when you got it.
No, fully was literally on the phone with him, which is even worse, because it's not like he could, like, take the phone, you know what I mean? He was just listening to
I think
this
it's better.
unravel. Oh, it was incredible.
Like a train wreck from his
Oh my god, it was
perspective.
so good. So then, oh my god, the story's insane, by the way. Probably one of the craziest things. I don't know, a lot of crazy things about me.
It's definitely not.
Well,
the
yeah, we'll
craziest
get into
thing.
it, girly. But so I got hey girlied, and she. I'm sorry, I love saying that. It's actually like
I'm
iconic.
sorry to say.
It's really fun. So I'm like, oh, I just got this DM, and he's like, read it out loud. So I'm having to read this out loud
To
while
your cheater.
to the cheater, but while I'm also processing this information. And so I was like, okay. So I'm like reading it. I'm like, hey girly, so I know you're dating Sad Boy, and I just wanted to let you know that Sad Boy and I, last summer, we like were like together.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like,
You were dating him at that time.
I was dating him at that time, which is why I was like, wait, no, how did that happen? And so he, she tells me all the tea, and I'm reading it out loud to him, and he's like, no, that didn't happen, whatever, fucking shit, whatever.
Lying.
No, that didn't
Lying.
happen. Blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was like, okay. Well, I was like, okay, bye. Like, I can't do this. F
Yeah,
you.
hang up.
Bye. Hang up. He tries to call me back, whatever. And then I hear a knock, knock, knock. He came over to my house. And I, like, look through the peephole, and I'm living with my sister at the time. My mom, like, wasn't even living with us, either.
That's illegal.
I was fully living with my sister at the time. And he, like, knocks on the door. I crack it. I'm like, what do you want? Like, I'm, like, pissed.
Yeah.
And I'm also 16 at the time, so I was, like, pissed.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what do you want? And he was like, please just let me. I, like, cracked the door. He was like, you don't even want to look at me. Like, please let me in. This is why his name is Sad Boy. He was like, please let me in.
Because he was like this later in life, too.
Oh, my God, he's never changed. And so, please let me in. And, I, like, he, like, busts through the door at all. Busts through the door at all. And, he's, like, freaking out. Does some crazy shit. Like, trying to, like, oh, like, please, I'll never do it again, whatever. Like, the whole, like, spiel. And then does some crazy shit that I, like, literally think we'd get demonetized on the pod for. That I can't tell you.
Oh,
You've heard the story.
yeah.
And it literally scarred the hell out of me. But what he did made it the situation be then about him. So then I, as someone who just realized that I was being cheated
narcissistic.
on. Oh my god, he is huge narcissist.
You love narcissists.
That is true.
That's your number one
I
type.
don't anymore. I don't anymore.
No, but
My
that was
boyfriend's
like
very
that
sweet.
was like your type.
It was my type. And so, yeah, and then, of course, narcissists love to do that thing. And if you've ever been cheated on and, like, had to, like, talk to the person about it, like, you know that this happens, and I hope that it didn't to you, but probably did. Then they have to do something to make it about themselves so that you have to comfort them instead.
Yes.
And I, like, wish I could tell you guys how crazy this was. Maybe someday we'll get a Patreon and we can talk mad dirty stuff for money.
Oh yeah, and ban people.
Ban people from watching and also talk mad dirty stuff for money, which is all I ever want to do.
Mad dirty stuff for money. The Chuck's Pod Uncensored.
Yes, uncensored.
Chuck's Uncensored.
Yeah.
Can I take a pen out?
Please take your
because
pen out.
this story slightly reminded me of
Please.
my like childhood bestie, which like we're still besties. Hi, Caitlin. Just saying her name. She's at a semester at sea.
Literally love her.
Is that not so cool?
Oh, I
She's
would
just
like
like
to do
living
that.
on a boat.
Recently, I've been wanting to go live on a boat.
Yeah.
Recently, I don't even care.
She's like traveling Europe.
That's my point.
on a
I
boat.
just want to do that. I don't care what I'm like doing on
And
the
getting
boat.
college credit for it.
Yeah,
It's
that's
so
actually
cool.
amazing.
You should just be a dancer on a boat.
Well, even if I was just gonna say this, even if I don't perform on a boat, like, I, like, don't care. I just want to go be on a boat.
So
Like,
can I live
will,
here?
No, I will, like, literally go, like, be, like, a janitor. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'll get any job on a boat. I just want to be on a boat.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Continue. Sorry.
But she was dating this guy who, me and her BF and Big were like a little like foursome. Like we hung out all
Okay,
the time because
okay,
me and
cute,
her were
cute.
besties.
I love
The
it.
boys were besties. It worked out really well. Like
What is your water bottle? Pause.
oh walla,
Oh, well, let me.
oh walla me.
Thanks, Queen.
They were like we were all besties. We hung out all the time.
Okay.
Well then she was 2 years younger than him, so she was now a junior. I was a senior. The boys were in their freshman year of college.
Okay, I'm
You know what I
sorry.
mean?
I'm sorry. I'm trying to take this in. I'm listening.
Taking it in.
I'm like, okay, this is where
Yes.
this person is. This is where this
So-
person is.
Her boyfriend goes off to a school in another state, a close state. He was in Oklahoma. But there's a lot of schools in Oklahoma, so that doesn't like.
Yes.
I mean, if he listened to this, he would know it was him
Right, yeah.
immediately because I already said her name.
Right.
But she and him like were suddenly having.
So this is Caitlin's story.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's
work.
Caitlin. It's not mine.
Okay.
It's just such a good story.
No. I just needed to make sure.
You
that it
know
wasn't
this
about
story
you.
actually.
Okay,
You'll clock it.
Okay, love.
But she, like he was not really coming back to visit. He was not really talking to her very much.
Okay. And how old is everyone?
I think he's probably 18, maybe 19.
Work.
But probably 18.
Work.
And she is 16.
Zoinks. Okay.
Yeah. Mama dated older. I mean,
Work.
that's just like she was like that kind of girl. She was very
She
mature.
had her shit together though.
Yeah, she had her shit together. So like the older guys were attracted to that.
Okay.
And like she was attracted to them.
Okay.
Anyways, but he is like, I don't want to say being shady because he wasn't he kind of was. It's hard because I'm like, I still wish the guy well. Like,
What? He did it? Nobody's gonna know he did it. Who cares?
yeah, I still wish the guy well. But he like wasn't coming back to visit, and we had homecoming, and like he didn't come back for our homecoming.
Okay.
Where like my boyfriend Big, he was in college, but he was at like the local community college because he didn't know what he wanted to do yet,
Work.
and he like
Me neither.
yeah, I mean it's smart.
Me
he,
right
like,
now. I don't know.
I don't know. I already went to 2 schools. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'm like.
He like my boyfriend came back to like my homecoming.
Okay.
Like we didn't go to the dance, but like he like went with me.
Okay.
And like her boyfriend did not come. And like
Oh no.
he was just like, I'm busy.
Crazy.
Then they ended up breaking up, and she kind of knew he got right back with this. Like he started dating this girl right after
Okay.
they broke up.
Okay.
A year goes by. He posts happy 1 year to her
I do
on
remember this story.
Instagram,
I do remember this story.
like to his new girlfriend, and Caitlin is like, we were dating last year. We were fully still in a relationship.
Hey girly.
She did not get hey girly. I'm pretty sure that girl knew that they were still together.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. Been there also though.
I mean, that's kind of my flex.
That is a flex. I
Sorry,
will say.
I've never
But
been
also,
the
it's
other
never
woman.
the doll's fault. I'm
It's
sorry,
not.
it's never the doll's fault. Almost never. Let's say that.
Have you ever been in the situation where like you didn't know they had a girlfriend and then you found out?
No, I just knew that they had
Oh
girlfriends.
my gosh! I can't believe you're claiming this.
I'm sorry, I'm not claiming it. I'm just saying that it's never the
And you're
doll's
proud.
fault. No, I'm not proud. I'm just saying it's never the doll's fault.
I
I'm
guess
sure that
it's,
there
like,
were times
ultimately-
where like I like didn't know for a little bit and then I ended up knowing and
I
I
mean,
just
it is
kind
like
of continued.
ultimately the person in the relationship, like they made that choice.
Oh yeah, I mean they have all the information.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, work. Where are we at, doll?
I don't know. This is good.
This is a really fun podcast.
This is fun.
I really like the dating relation. What's your craziest dating story, Chuck? Because you were like boyfriend to boyfriend, high school era.
A little bit.
Like
And
you weren't like dating. You know what I mean? Like you were like
Yeah.
dating to date.
I would maybe like,
you know?
yeah, I was very serious. I mean,
Yeah,
like,
serious. That's what I mean.
like that was like how my family kind of taught me is like you don't date somebody unless like you really.
I mean,
like
it
them.
makes sense.
It's good. It's like
But
serious.
point being is that I don't think that you really dated until after. Big?
Yeah.
That's what we call him, Big.
I mean,
yeah,
I
you didn't really like date.
between.
But you were also younger, so like I feel like a fling when you're younger is just like, oh, we like kiss at school, and sometimes they come over. But like when you have a car, when you have like
I had a car.
Oh really?
Yes.
When you had your flingies?
Yeah, I had a car from like 16.
I just forget that Big wasn't around from like 16 to 18 for you.
No.
I forget because
It
that
was
was my
18
day
to
too.
19.
Okay. I forgot that.
Kind of more like 17 to 19.
Right, but like
still.
I mean adult dating.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I did.
Like going and sleeping at someone's house and like stuff like that. Like
I never
vibes.
did that.
That's true. Chuck also went like straight out of Compton with moving here because she had never lived out of her parents' house.
I lived in my parents' house until I moved here, and then I'm just like getting married.
Exactly. No, exactly. Like Chuck is.
I don't want to mess around.
Chuck is a taken mama.
I'm a wifey.
Yeah, exactly. I am not, but I am now. I
You
am
are
now.
now.
I am now.
But I feel like you were somebody who needed and wanted that experience. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. No, and I like loved it.
I neither needed nor wanted.
No, of course. But I like loved dating. I know that there are people. I was a serial dater. I loved going on dates. I loved getting my shit paid for. I loved just like randomly seeing someone, having like the most important conversations and never seeing them again.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love meeting people like that and feel like whenever you're like on a first friend date, it's like, oh, where'd you come from? You know? But like I feel like on like a first like more than friend date, like you just kind of like, I mean at least me, I'm crazy.
Yeah,
I like
and, like,
lay it all out.
Tell me about you.
I lay it all out.
What are your dreams?
Chuck
Your
and I,
fears?
yeah, Chuck and I are question
You have
people.
a 401k.
Exactly.
You know, like.
And so I feel like I just like loved the experience of dating. Like I just thought it was so fun, especially moving to New York. It was even more fun because I had like a different pool of people because I didn't really start like adult dating until I had been in Texas, and I was kind of in relationships at that point,
Yeah.
and so it was like a little less fun. But
I felt like
I loved dating.
You dated over the course of that.
I did. But I like love dating. I think it's so fun. I don't know if I have like a craziest.
My problem was when after Big, when I kind of was single, like.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say like that's whenever you kind of like went into your dating era.
I didn't really
though.
like go on dates.
But it was a quick dating era for you. But it was probably like the only one that was kind of like around.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like that's your dating era.
Yeah,
Just
I suppose. And like the problem was, anytime I ever like briefly talked to a guy, they were like in love.
Oh, Chuck and I. Oh my God,
It's
Chuck
like
and
my
I.
toxic
Like
trait.
one of the
Talks
first
or knocks.
Talks or knocks. People being in love with us. We like bonded on this so hard when we first met because we were like jokingly, but also seriously being like, oh my God, everyone just like falls like so hard. But no, like everyone like genuinely does fall like so
crazy.
hard. It's actually crazy.
I like met up with this guy once, and that night he posted
And maybe
on
it's not even
Snapchat.
our fault. I like to say that it is, but maybe it's theirs.
Yeah,
I don't know.
maybe. I
Who
also
knows?
think we're like wifey material, and like
We're just really good in relationships. Like we're really good
I'm
at being girlfriends.
so good at relationships.
We're just really good at being girlfriends.
I think it's
because
mostly
we're also really good at
being
at
friends.
being a friend to someone.
Yeah, and that's what a relationship is.
And that's what a relationship
That
is,
is what a
absolutely.
relationship is.
Word.
Like, you're my best friend, but also so is Xander.
Absolutely.
In a different way.
I literally said this to Johnny the other day, and I was like, I have said in relationships before, like, oh, you know, like, I'm with my best friend, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I've never meant it. I literally would be like, I would love to go hang out with any of my gal pals instead of this right now.
Like, you...
But
I think
like,
the goal should be in a relationship, like, if you can, like, giggle...
Oh my God, you have to giggle.
Especially, like a little girl at a sleepover.
Have to giggle.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck were we just talking about?
Dating.
Dating!
I like to talk, and so do you, and I think that that's why people, like, after the first date were like...
Yeah.
Because it
Well,
seems easy to them, because we're just doing all the
work.
talking.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I
But-
agree with that.
Oh, tell me about you and John's first date. Hi guys.
So sorry to interrupt your regularly scheduled podcast.
We had some technical difficulties, meaning
My phone died.
phone died. Phone died. Don't even know where we were at.
Yeah, no, so we're just, we were actually going to tell our first date stories,
Yeah.
but I think
we fully talked for another 20 minutes, actually.
We think we're going to save our first date stories for another
Yeah, I think we're just
pod.
going to leave it.
We're
It'll
just
be
gonna leave
cute later.
We'll
Maybe
just leave it.
Oh, actually, this is like good. You know what I just realized?
What?
Yesterday was 100 days until my wedding.
Oh, I love that. We should have an episode.
A wedding app?
A wedding app.
Dedicate. Well, we can debrief after the wedding.
We'll
'cause
debrief after the
you'll
wedding.
be there,
I'll,
obviously.
like, insert footage.
Oh,
like,
cute!
Truly would
Like
be really
the
cute.
visual viewers?
Yeah, for the visual viewers.
That's cute. Okay.
So the only thing that we're going to do for the rest of this podcast, the rest of this ep, is do some musical improv.
Yes. Well, I also
And then cut.
I have a really I have to bring up my really important idea.
Oh, yeah.
Cuz I don't know why it like it's cuz you were asking me for a job reference, like to
Yes.
be a reference for something,
Yes.
and I had like a That's So Raven like vision
I love it.
of a world in which you have to, in order to get into a new relationship, you have to get your ex's reference. I think it would be good in many ways because it encourages you to be a good partner and have a good, healthy breakup. But then it raises the question of, like, would you give your ex a good reference?
And would they give you a good one?
God, I hope so.
I mean, yours are fine. You're a
I
perfect
don't
little
know.
angel.
But I broke up with all of them, so, like, maybe they're like,
Maybe they do.
crazy,
Maybe
you know?
they do hate. Who knows?
I feel like I would give all of them a good reference. I would probably be honest. I'd be like, here's the flaws, but
Right.
flaws, I was reading a book.
Flaws are different for people.
Yeah.
For every person.
I was
feel
actually
like.
reading this book and it like hit heavy. It's called A Woman's Guide to A Girl's Guide to Hunting and Fishing. A Woman's Guide.
Oh, yes, it's a girl's guide. You
Girl's
talked
Guide.
to me
I
about
love
it.
this book, but there's this line in it. I was rereading it because I love this book.
Love it.
And there's a line in it where it's like, sometimes you love people for their weaknesses, and I was like, that's so good.
I love that.
Yeah. Anyways, comment below,
Comment below if you would give your ex a good reference.
and if you think they would give you a good reference.
Ba-bang.
Yeah.
Alright, we're gonna get into some musical improv about our partners, exes.
Oh.
Ugh, okay, let's see. Here.
Whatever happens, happens.
Whatever happens, happens.
Whatever we start singing about Sweet Girl.
Oh yeah, this episode is dedicated, and this sadly got cut out earlier. But
To Sweet Girl.
this is dedicated to Sweet Girl. So.
She gets a good reference in your book.
She gets a great reference.
Yeah.
I don't know if she'd give me one, but
I think she
love you,
probably
bestie.
would.
Literally was on the phone with her like 2 days ago.
She'd be like, problematic fave.
yeah, problematic fave. Okay.
Ugh, this weather.
Start with the chorus.
I love it.
When the spirit draws you.
If the spirit moves me.
If the spirit moves you.
I've dated some people, and I've learned a lot of things. Yeah, facts. I've dated some people. I've dated some people. I've dated some people. I've learned a lot of things. We changed it. It's okay. I've dated some people. One time. I've dated some people. I've dated some people. I've learned a lot of things. What have you learned?
I've learned to always listen.
Ooh.
I've learned to always. I was gonna say obey.
Yuck!
Anyways.
I've learned to always learned some things. Oh, yeah. I kind of liked that one.
I kind of lived for that one.
That was
it
kinda
was
cute.
honest.
It was real.
It was real.
You're like, I've learned. I feel like in relationships you learn more, you learn about yourself.
About yourself. I
Mostly.
agree with that completely. And that is the moral of this episode.
Be you, date yourself.
Be you and date yourself.
And you don't
And
have
always
to
be nice.
And you don't have to be in a relationship, like in a romantic relationship, to learn how to be in a relationship.
That's so
Every
true.
friendship's a relationship.
That is so... You know what? That is so true.
So
Jill.
true! Okay, I'm on one right now.
Okay, so I think that that's going to be it for this episode. Please, in the comments down below, next week we're going to start more on Who's Mom. So leave some comments on some maybe questions, quotes, or queries that you and your mom have talked about.
I love it.
We would love to talk about your moms.
I want to talk about your mom.
I want to talk about your mom.
Oh yeah, I want to talk to your mom.
I already did. Alright, so this has been, I'm Chuck.
I'm Chuck. And this has been Two Chucks.
See ya.
See ya.
Thanks for listening.